This is Barnstable Today for Thursday, February 19th. Welcome aboard. I'm Mark Mumford. And please keep in mind that the meetings we cover are available on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
The Charter Commission tops our program today as they reach a milestone in the process. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
Last evening, meeting for the second time in as many nights, the Charter Commission finalized the draft document.
It is now in the hands of the consultants who will make any called-for changes to the language before it is published in the Barnstable Patriot on Friday, the 27th. And it will also appear in the Cape Cod Times the following Monday.
Just before adjourning last night's Charter Commission session at 8:59, Chair Richard Clark thanked those who have been involved with the process.
Any other issues? I'd like to take a minute to thank everybody. This has been a 1.5-year process. We're not done, but I think that we've gotten quite a few steps forward, and I'd like to thank you all. I'd like to make a particular thanks to Sheila, who, without all her work, I probably would be in real trouble.
Just one thing that I forgot to add. Dan Wood, Director of Information Systems here, he will make the as I call the internal copies, free of charge. They will be made available to the town clerk Friday the 27th to coincide with the publication date. Could be 300 to 500 copies up front, so anybody coming in can get a copy from the town clerk. He will make additional copies that we will be able to give out to civic associations or whomever. So that's all covered. And we should be thanking them, because the people in this building who through this process have accommodated us, the town council office, the town manager, information system, the town clerk's office, they have been just terrific. And Carol.
Yes, our clerk. Okay.
After being released for public consumption, the charter draft will be the focus of a pair of public hearings in March. Meanwhile, the Conservation Commission looks into plans by the State Highway Department to refashion the often problematic intersection of routes 28 and 149 in Marston's Mills. Gene Crouch is the senior environmental scientist for the engineering firm undertaking that transformation.
Okay. Quickly, what we're talking about here is improving the intersection between Falmouth Road, which is Route 28. I'll go to this second sheet because it shows the intersection better. Are you taping this? Is that why?
Yes.
Okay. This is Route 128. This is Catuit Road, or 149, coming into 28, and then Prince Avenue comes in from the south. North is essentially to the up side of the page, east and then west. What we're proposing to do here is enhance this intersection to make it function better for traffic. Right now the intersection operates at a level of service of about F during the height of traffic and travel times. So F is a failed condition. With what we're proposing to do here, it'll upgrade that to a level B of service, or C, depending on the time of day and the day, which is not a failed condition. It's a good condition. Primarily what's going to happen is there are signal services going to be provided to the intersection with conduit placed under the road to connect the four corners, mast arms placed in the four corners, and then arms extended out into the road with the signal head on them to control traffic. Right now, this is I think it's a flashing red and flashing yellow and somewhat chaotic the way it functions. Some of the changes that will happen, well, first of all, let me point out the wetland areas, I should say. This is Mill Pond. The Marston's Mills River comes down through a culvert and then out here running down through this wetland, which is wetland C on this side of Falmouth Road. There's another outlet from the river, from the pond, I should say, up here, a culvert. It runs through a wetland system over here, and I apologize for jumping back and forth. that comes around through this wetland, crosses under a culvert under Falmouth Road, and then continues on down. And this is all essentially one wetland system C. This is wetland B, and then wetland A is the mill pond itself.
Even with the presence of a protected species of fish, bridled shiners, in adjacent wetlands, the project has a green light from Natural Heritage.
We have received clearance from Natural Heritage. I just got the letter today, and Rob, I sent you a copy of that if you hadn't already seen it. So they gave a no-take response. They have anticipate no impact from this. There was also the second half of the letter talked about fisheries and the fisheries that are in the area, and it didn't. It basically said if we're going to replace a culvert, that we have to use the culvert standards. We're not replacing culverts in this, so we shouldn't have any problems with that.
Conservation Commission member Larry Moore questioned the timing of the work in that high traffic zone.
Well,
That's it?
okay. Questions, Commissioners? Larry?
This may be a matter more for the public than for conservation matters, but I don't detect anything here as to the proposed commencement and conclusion date, how long you think it will take. I mean, there's no such thing as a good time to do this project. The traffic
You're
flow
probably
there.
right.
But do you have, can you just give us some idea as to when you propose to do it, what you anticipate the disturbance factor being during that time period?
I'm going to have to refer to Joe.
Good evening. My name is Joe Magny, project manager. I was just talking to Tom and Alex, and they suggest that it will start in the fall of this year. I think the bidding is in July, so the procurement will occur over the summer, and it will run roughly 2 construction seasons. Fall, spring, fall, spring. We don't get to do a lot of work during the summer on 28. So that's essentially the process. 2 full construction seasons.
The Conservation Commission unanimously approved the project. However, Rob Gatewood was concerned about the potential impact of the bridled shiners on a separate project at Mill Pond.
I wanted to FYI the Commission. We read with interest the Natural Heritage Endangered Species comments on this project, where they indicate bridled shiner as a species of concern. Just want to highlight that in reference to a town restoration project for the mill pond, which is thought to hold a lot of potential in scrubbing nitrogen as it's coming down the river, and maybe lessening to a pretty big extent the amount of sewerage that would be needed in North Bay. Seeing that is the species of concern really gives us a jolt, because that agency, who we just applied with, by the way, for this dredging project of Mill Pond, this agency, if they take a hard line on it, as they've done with other projects involving restoration that we know of, it would make it very difficult. So we'll keep you posted on that, but it really came as like a jolt today when we read the letter.
Thank you.
You can watch the Conservation Commission meetings on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
Meanwhile, on the meeting front here in town, just one gathering tonight, a public session in the hearing room in regard to the artist shanties. That starts at 7 o'clock.
Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Friel.
We'll meet you right back here tomorrow. I'm Mark Mumford.